Hello beer tubers and welcome to yet another on the road video with me, Peter the Master of Hobbits, sitting down in a comfortable little camping chair because today it is two special things. It's Zwanzeday and it's Blåbær Day here in Copenhagen at Himmeriget. See there, we got people in line, we got some people you might know. And we've been here since 5:45 in the morning. We're latest number 37 in queue. There's 90 people in queue in total, which is the maximum amount for 90 bottles of this year's Cantillon Blåbær lambic. There is going to be a raffle for a Magnum, which we are in because we're before number 45, and some other, I think, special edition or something. And now I want to talk a bit louder because we're on Boulevard in Copenhagen, which is one of the most trafficated streets in the city. And yeah, so that's part of it. They are releasing 3 beers that are like Blåbær, made especially for this event. But there was many more. But because of COVID, the whole thing was canceled, rescheduled until now when it kind of died down a bit with the spreading of the disease in the country. So, but they did some corona restrictions. We're sitting in small groups only with the people we know, and it's only for the people, you know, the 91st people who come here are the only ones that are allowed to stay here. So you can't even go visit the bar today until after 5 o'clock when all the ones in the queue is left. We got our own personal waiter too on Facebook that we can message in a group, and she can come bring us a menu or beers on draft. It's pretty cool. So it's a good way to restrict everything in terms of the whole disease. So I think they did that quite well. So yeah, 2020 Zwanze and Blåbær lambic. And we're actually going to try Zwanze a bit earlier than everyone else because of all this. Because they were allowed to do it for Cantillon. So we will be trying it at 3 o'clock. And this year's lambic is a beetroot lambic. They've done it once before. And the tap list is crazy. There's 4 secret taps, but Magic Lambic is on tap. It's one of them. There was a few different Cantillon. I just remember the Magic. And then we got, like, for example, the new special release for this event, 3 of the beers. And one of them is double barrel-aged maple and bourbon Mexican cake with coffee and blueberry. That sounds dope. It's kind of like pancake blåbær, whatever, Mexican cake. And not a lot of bottles are out of this beer, and only 80 released in the States. So it's going to be hyped today. So soon we'll start trying some beers. I'll show you guys around. And we're just going to hang out and have a good time. So see you guys for the beers of Blåbær Day. Cheers. Okay guys, so we had the first beer today. Well, not the first. We tried a couple different ones. We had a little sip of some Modern Times Bourbon Monsters Park from 17. And we had actually another Terry, I think it was. And we had Boik sour. But this is Eartha. 9% cherry sour ale in Chianti barrels from Penelon. It's going to be terrible shooting today because of all these cars, like as soon as there's a green light, but we're just going to have to get used to it, and hopefully it'll be okay because I'm right with the microphone in my face. But it's a very dark sour. Looks like they have a lot of cherries in there, and yeah, we're using plastic cups, but that's how it is. We're in a line. Let's check it out. Oh, very chocolatey and cherry-like, and like port wine, and like, yeah, very vineyards and red wine. Like it smells almost like imperialized Flemish Oud Brun, like Rodenbach vintage with like loads of cherries. It smells really nice, almost like leathery and woody and tobacco. Cheers. Ooh, wow. Fuck, that's good. That's one of the best beers I've had from Penelon. It's so cherry forward. No, and it has like a little bit of a marzipan-y vanilla thing too. And then like definitely like tobacco note, I think. Tobacco and like slightly leathery, very woody. Not so funky, but it's like complex in terms of like in a Flemish Oud Brun. There's like a little bit of caramel too, but like a nice deep cherry flavor. I don't know if they use Stones cherries, but it seems like it's a black cherry type flavor. At least that's what I'm getting. When the light is red again, let's just ask Brett, which is like now. Or you guys, what do you think?
I think it's awesome. I think there's a lot of the red wine barrel too.
Oh yeah.
I'm not that familiar with Chianti, but maybe they gave off a bit of that leather cherry kind of thing. It kind of seems like maybe the barrel boosts that, but I'm not quite sure. It's quite tannic too.
Yeah, it's tannic as well. That was what I was about to say. Yeah, it's a bit,
really nice dryness, and it doesn't go too sour. It's really nice. So,
What do you think, Tom?
Really well balanced. It's
not too sour, yeah.
It's not too sour, and the red wine comes through and fits together well with the rest of the fruits, the cherries, and also got some strawberry.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
I like it.
strawberry, like overripe strawberry.
Yeah, overripe strawberry too.
It's actually the mouthfeel is quite smooth too.
Yeah.
I like the carbonation.
Velvety with a prickly carbonation that isn't too much. I think in terms of grade is around like maybe even a 95, 94. I think it's one of the best vanilla beers I've had, along with Natalie and Old Ale.
I think it's great splitting for people.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up.
yeah.
If we have to do
Definitely.
thumbs.
Record.
Okay, so first beer down, few more to go. See you guys. Cheers. Okay guys, we're moving on to the next beer. Trying to speak a little bit loud again because cars at Boulevard. But we're drinking some Westbrook Cocoa Naughty. We've been sitting on this bottle for so long. It's time to crack it. A year. This is the Tennessee whiskey version. This is a coconut, almond, and coconut nib imperial stout in Tennessee whiskey barrels, bourbon barrels, probably Jack Daniels. It's poured out thick and pitch pike. It's 10%. Nice tan head. I can't wait. Oh, this smells much better than the Cycle Friday? Was Cycle Friday the one with almonds?
Yeah.
This smells much better because it's not sickly sweet. It's like super almond joy, like and coconutty. Big fudgy caramelly bourbon, and the cars are back. I really hope you guys can hear me. Man, this smells good. Like big fudgy bourbon, desiccated coconut, man. Yeah. Almond joy. Let's try it. Cheers. Oh, fuck, that's good. What I love about this compared to it's a bit more roasty than I expected actually, but that helps balance it. It's not as sickly sweet as the Cycle one. The Cycle one got sickly sweet. I don't think it's like the best, but it dries more out, and I like that. Lots of bourbon, but a good sweetness like that. Very loads of almondy, vanilla, coconut. It really is like Almond Joy candy bars, which is like coconut, almond, and chocolate. Big hit of bourbon. It's got charred oak finish. Yeah, and then like that caramel fudgy bourbon thing. Nice roasty malt base. I think it must be a bit stronger than 10%. It feels a bit stronger, but I think they put like 10% of almost all beers. But I think this is a 95 like Eartha, something like that. The next one should be even better though. We also have the maple version. Yeah, we're gonna get some amazing beer today. We're talking about getting some derivation from side project. It's expensive, but we're 4 people splitting it, so it could happen. But yeah, I'd say like a 95, 2 thumbs up too. That's dope. What about you, Fowlers?
Yeah, I agree. I really like that. I think it's also the barrel that kind of cuts some of that fatty, coconutty sweetness, so you kind of get a balance between both. So it's kind of toasty and charry in the finish, but you have that almondy, coconutty, also chocolatey, oily thing up front. It's really good. It's not again like the best of the best coconut,
but it's still definitely
it's
95. I think.
Yeah, I think it's very good.
It's really good. So nice.
What is the Deutsche Baumeister thing?
The Deutsche
Just
Baumeister.
enjoy.
But you also really like the salted caramel one we had from them.
Yeah.
Or the salted chocolate.
So fits together.
Yeah.
It's almost close to perfect.
Okay, something's going on now. We got tuk-tuks and cars and everything's going a bit nuts. But with an ice cream tuk-tuk. This is going to be the most weird, rowdy thing on the channel in a while, just with all the noise in the background. Now it died down when I'm done talking. But yeah, huge recommendation if you can get the Tennessee whiskey coconut. He's still somewhere, trade for it. Yeah, 95 across the board. Yeah, I'm looking forward to cracking the maple one because it's supposedly even better. And here they also have the vanilla version. So, no, that's made with additional vanilla extract. So like this is real vanilla, but they have one with also vanilla extract. But yeah, I think we're gonna go for other things. But yeah, cheers and see you for more amazing beer sooner or later. Okay guys, we're back with more beer. I'm speaking loudly because cars are passing by because this is the most trafficked road in all of Copenhagen. It's fantastic. We've had a couple beers so far. It's been great. We're moving on. We're drinking some beer that we actually got from Beerdome we brought. So thanks a ton to Beerdome. It's a great web shop. Shout out to them as always. Link for them will be down below. And yeah, this is from Casey, and this is their funky blender, cherry and raspberry. This is with from 2020, so it's from this year, and it's with heritage cherries and which kind of raspberry?
Heritage raspberries.
Ah.
4 cherries.
4 cherry, good. So oak aged, 6%, pink colored beer, pink head. Smells so raspberry-like, like raspberry, seedy raspberry. There's definitely also like a cherry undertone, but I think the raspberry really dominates for me. Hints of vanilla. Slightly marzipan-y, and also like there's, I don't know, there's not a ton of oak, but there's like almost like a lightly toasted oak, and there also maybe a medium funk. It smells nice, very nice. It smells really bright and refreshing, which is perfect on top of an imperial stout. Yeah. Cheerio. Cheers to Beerdome. Oh. It's quite sour, but it's really refreshing. Yeah. It's got loads of candy raspberry. Like candied sour raspberry candy.
I think the cherry gives like a vanilla almond.
Yeah, and that's definitely from the cherry, from the pits of the cherry. It's got like a vanilla almond edge, hints of like dark cherry, but the big thing is like raspberry, seedy raspberry, raspberry pits, sour raspberry candy. Hints of, again, like light oak, like maybe even a white oak or not toasted oak. Like, I think it's so light on the toastiness of oak that it's not like really that present. And then no funk on the flavor really. But yeah, this is also great. All the beer today is great. I knew it'd be a day like that. So, like a 93, 93, I think is a good grade for this. I like it a lot, but I still think, I don't know. I'm not as blown away as I am by like funky beer, funky sours, but I think Casey does really 93, maybe a small 94, something like that. So let's ask the crew. Matthias, cheerio. Beer trader, beer. You probably know him, maybe. I don't know if you're into the trading scene. What do you guys think?
I'd say it's amazing how it tastes like raspberries, the dried raspberry powder sometimes with sugar, but it's actually not sweet. It's like pretty dry and sour.
Sweet.
It's just the brain that makes up the sweetness, most of it at least. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's really bright, and I like how I think the cherry gives off like a bit more depth. I think the cherry is in there to give it a bit more of that vanilla almondy touch, and yeah, just give it a bit more of like a deep character. And as you say, light oak. Yeah, it's very good. 93, 4.
92.
Very good, very good. And I think maybe we'll get to have our last bottle of beer we brought after this before we have lunch. And then we will have a nice filling of ramen to sober a bit up. And then we're going to get into tap lists. We're going to get into a hype beer bottle list. Maybe a pills first. I don't know. It's going to be a great day. Cheers. Okay, guys, this is going to be great. We just cracked maple bourbon coconutty, and from a distance it smells even better. Here it is. Maple syrup, bourbon barrel aged, coconut, vanilla, almond, and chocolate imperial stout. It looks the same, pitch black and tan, and wow. Fuck, that smells even better. It smells like a richer version. It seems like almost like the maple syrup bourbon barrels amplifies everything. And we're doing quite all right. Thank you. Om der er nogen, der ikke var inde i gruppen. Jamen, har du meldt dig ind? Okay, I'm just gonna carry on talking. This is about the group for this event. But yeah, it smells so dope. Like the milky coconut and everything, but it seems like the maple amplifies everything. It has like this fudgy sweet maple syrup. It smells great. Let's try it. Cheers. Shit, it's so much more well-rounded. It's so well-rounded. Sorry, I'm just because they're talking at the same time. It's so much more well-rounded. Like compared to the regular bourbon, it's like more sweet and fudgy, but it's in the same ballpark, and it's because it's the same beer. But it has like this bigger expression of fudgy. I guess like more dark caramelly. I wouldn't say per se maybe maple, but like a rich dark caramel. Can you follow me with that? Yeah, it seems thicker because there's more sugar. But I think it's maybe not maple, but like a rich dark caramel kind of thing. It's really good though. It's like taking the bourbon version and dialing it up to 11, or not 11, but maybe 10. But oh, man, just drinking hype beer all day. So this is so good. But again, it has the umami edge too. It's not too sweet, so you get all that like roasty kind of, or the roasty edge with all the sweetness, which really helps balancing out. But it's like more fudgy, it's more chocolatey too. It's definitely a better beer, and I think it's just the barrel that worked better because it's already got some sugar. It amplifies. It does, but I think it has more sugar and like more like caramelly flavor that just helps envelop everything else. So like 96, 97, yeah, something like that. 96, 97. I think I like this as much as the was 7th anniversary barrel aged, around the same. So 97, 6, 7, right around the same level. 2 thumbs up, but it's just amazing. I love it. Last beer before lunch, but let's quickly catch the thoughts of the crew. If I can move my camera.
Well, as a German, I'm a bit towards more sometimes. No, less is sometimes more, and this one is an example. Like
you prefer
the chocolate comes out in such a nice way that I'm glad it's not hidden behind anything else.
So less is always more? What are you saying?
No, sometimes less is more.
Yeah.
Actually, less ingredients can be more or better for the product.
So the chocolate shines more.
In Germany, it's more limitations to it, but luckily, not always.
Yeah, it's really good. I just like compared to something like the Cycle Friday, this
it's not
just
cloying.
it doesn't get cloying.
A little bit of alcohol and dryness from roasted malt,
and also that like barrel woodiness, like too. It's definitely you get a lot of that caramelized maple thing, but it still has that just woody texture to it that kind of just helps it dry out just when it needs to.
Yeah, it's just a more drinkable barrel-aged beer.
Yeah. But it's really good, and I think the mouthfeel is maybe a bit more thick.
It's thicker, yeah.
It's probably, as you say, because of the sugar from the maple. So, it's really good. 96, 97.
What?
Probably small 97.
Rating, or do you have any thoughts? He's just enjoying himself. Okay.
He's just getting pissed.
Not a rating from me either, because I'm not calibrated to the scale, I'd say.
You're calibrating to space.
It's totally fine. So, that was probably the last beer before lunch. I think it was a great idea, but what a beer to end on before lunch. And then, possibly after lunch, some derivation or a pils. I don't know. We'll see. But, cheers. And now we're going to go get some lunch. Hello beer tubers, we're back with more stuff from Zwanzeday. There is a special beer that's going to get a full review that Britt and I did. It's from Side Project. But they just released Zwanze at Zwanzeday, and soon we'll be able to buy a Blåbær lambic. But first, we have some magic lambic from Cantillon on tap. Blueberry, raspberry, vanilla lambic. I've already drank some. It's so dope. it's got like this really like creamy vanilla raspberry flavor. Not as much funk as in other Cantillon beers on the aroma, but definitely more so on the flavor. It's very young, yeah, it's a fresh vintage. And then the blueberry just gives some depth to the raspberry. It just tastes so dope. Man. More funk, a bit more sourness actually. It's like a dry woodsy funk, I think, and then like a tannic structure too. A little bit of oak, dry oak, and then a nice kick of sweet vanilla. And then again, like the blueberry gives an undertone of just like a complexity and depth. But this one is Brett Rave, aka Zwanzeday,
aka my beer,
aka Brett's beer, Zwanzeday 2020. This is a lambic with beetroot. I think they've done it before, right? I think in the post about it, they said something like that. This is not the first time they do it, or something like that. So I'm not entirely sure, but it is pink head. It looks like beetroot, and we just met up with Hopskull from Hopskull Beer Guide, and he said like he had it while we were talking, and he said like this is like straight beet juice. It was funky beet juice. He liked it, but he was on the fence, and I think he'd have to love beets probably. But shout out to Hopskull Beer Guide. Check him out. He's Instagrammer, Danish dude, metalhead, does beer stuff like yours truly. But let's check this one out. It smells like beetroot. It smells like pickled beetroot that we have in Denmark for putting in sandwiches and stuff. Funky, earthy pickled beetroot. You really have to like beetroot. So the thing is, last year I was disappointed with a Rauchbeek because it was not like really smoky at all. But this actually has beetroot and lots of it. Let's try it. Cheers. Wow. There is so much beetroot. It's almost like beetroot and like just generic forest fruit because like there's like a fruitiness from the base lambic.
And really balanced acidity.
Yeah. I think something is decently sour though, but and as you might see on the camera, it's starting to rain now, which is typical. So I don't know if this will be the last video on the share. We'll try maybe shoot something when we get the bottles. Might be with a phone, we'll see. But yeah, the weather's been weird the last last half hour or so. But we're sitting under an awning, so we got some shade, luckily. But yeah, I mean, expect like funky beetroot juice. It's kind of what, almost like, yeah, pretty much like if you mixed like a goose with beetroot juice. It's earthy, it's funky, and then again, generic kind of forest fruity, like woodsy, funky, a little bit of citrus. Very vineyards too, actually, like very wine-like. I think this is something that's going to split the waters. People are either going to love it or hate it. I think it's nice. I don't think it's I much prefer Magic Lambic, which I think is like at least a 97 or something like that. And whereas this is maybe like a 94, 93. Nice stuff, both. We actually did grades this time around, but Brett was like, let's do grades for once instead of being just thumbs up. So, but yeah, I like both. It's been a crazy day. We had some really, really dope beers. Maybe not as many crazy releases as last year, but a few. And this is Matthias, the cameraman from a video coming soon, if it's not already out. You might know him if you're a beer ticker. But yeah, let's go for the Magic Lambic. That's my favorite of the two. Yeah, this is like 96, 97. 97. Phenomenal. I love that like jammy vanilla thing. But then it also has like the depth of funk that you miss in like American sours that do stuff like this. You have like that deep like Cantillon funk. Cantillon just seems like they do the sour beers with fruit right. The lambics. Sorry. Whereas the thing, a lot of the time Goose is more so Three Fontaine's jam, but it's almost like, yeah, you took a Goose with amplified it a bit with earthiness or something like the beetroot one. It's fun. So, yeah, we'll get Brett's notes when what his favorite is when he's back, but my Magic Lambic for sure. So maybe this is the last beer, we'll see. But cheers anyhow, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video so far. Maybe we'll see more, maybe we won't. We'll find out. So cheers and see you guys around. Look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. Blue.
Er det noget, det fordi den manglede...
We just got bottles of blåbær.
Ja.
Finally, we
So-
got. Oh no, that's not blåbær. That's Mexican
no.
cake, double barrel aged with blueberries. But we also
And then
got.
he drops it.
There you go. We got our allotment this year. We were in line for 11 hours. Was it worth it? I think so. At least if you want to trade or if you want to drink it. If you never tried it. So I think what we're going to be doing is maybe drink one and then we have 3 other bottles to do stuff with. Maybe a raffle on YouTube. Who knows? That could be an idea. I don't know. No, probably not. Brent's looking at me. But yeah, so that was that for the Blåbær day this year. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is from the phone just because I packed up all my gear and we're waiting for a cab to get back with all our gear. And then we're going to go to War Pigs and have some barbecue and drink some beers. But it was fun. What do you think, Tom? Was it a fun event?
It was definitely a fun event. Unfortunately, we did not win the big bottles, but
No, some mules did.
some girls do have some fun with
They
it.
just let us know that they were 4 girls in line for one of their boyfriends. So you got 4 bottles and a Magnum, but that's how it is. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Thanks a ton for watching this MBCC, the Blåbær and Zwanzeday 2020 from Himmeriget in Copenhagen. Maybe the last on the road video of the year because COVID-19. So that's how it is. But hope you enjoyed it, guys. Cheers. As always, comment and subscribe. Check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And yeah, we're gonna say cheers from me. Duke of Delirium, right? No, not Duke of Delirium. What the fuck? No.
Master of Masks.
Master of Masks and Lord of Germany. And the Queen of ABV.
The Queens of Mule.
Yes. Cheers and see you next year.